Okay, so welcome to part 4, and part 4 I have called Barrydale. And we're going to be, I'm going to be continuing with my same colour that I've been using in the last round, which was Ermelo. So we are on to round number 71 of part 4, which I have called Barrydale, as I said. So if you want to read more about Barrydale, you can always scoot on over to my blog and check out Barrydale. So what we're going to do is we are going to start with 2 puffs into our corner, and we're going to be working yarn over times 3, chain 1 to close, chain 2, yarn over times 3. Okay, so the puffs are the little mini puffs. Yarn over times 3, chain 1 to close. And when you see that written in the pattern, it's basically, if it's in brackets, 2 little brackets, enclosed in brackets, then it is part of the stitch. So if I say yarn over times 3, chain 1, I mean yarn over times 3, chain 1 to close. Then we have 2 chains, and then yarn over times 3, chain 1 to close. Right? Now we're going to skip our first 3 trebles together from our previous round. Round number 70, we're going to work a puff between those 2-3 trebles together. Then we're going to work double crochet front post, puff. So when I say puff as before, I mean yarn over times 3, chain 1, double crochet front post. Alright, so we're working double crochet front posts, and there will be 4 and puffs in between. Right, 1, 2, 3. I will stop in a moment just to show you what I've done. Okay, so I'm actually playing, I'm playing yarn chicken here. I have to tell you, I'm reaching the end of my Ermelo. Okay, pull it out like that and get a better look. Okay, so you should have 4 puffs, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4 double crochet front posts, 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, and then 2 puffs in your corner with a chain 2. Now we're going to carry on, and then we're going to be working puffs as before. So when I say as before, I mean the ones that we kind of using for this round, yarn over times 3, chain 1s. Okay, and we're working these between our next 7 2 double crochets together. I'm going to do the side with you, the whole side. Okay. Yeah. My piece is getting so big now that it's sliding off the table. I have to keep on catching it. So I need to make some sort of arrangement. Okay, so alright, it's a little bit better. Okay, so we're working between our 4 2 double crochets from our previous round, so we should have 7 puffs. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Now we're going to work as we did before, double crochet front post, chain 1, double crochet front post, chain 1, double crochet front post, chain 1, and double crochet front post. So we're working double crochet front posts over the double crochet front posts, okay, and a chain 1 in between. Then we're going to work 1, going to be working 2 double crochets like so, crochets, and we'll have 2 left over. Okay, so like that, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we have those 2 remaining. Right. Oh, it's actually a very beautiful sunny day in Cape Town. Snow on the mountains, blue skies, very beautiful, cold as anything. Okay, so here I am. You know how when you start getting to the end of your balls of yarn, then they seem to become very tangled for some reason. There we go. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to be working 3, whoops, trying to find my scissors. We're going to be working 3 times 3 trebles, okay, into our space before our next, so I'm still trying to find a name for this, our next double crochet, 1 puff, 1 double crochet together. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to yarn over twice and we're going to work into the space. Okay, so I'm going to do that again. It's a bit chaotic on my table at the moment because my piece is getting so big, and now I have my scissor and my needle and my notes and my pens and, you know, everything around me. So the minute I move something, things go shooting off the table. Okay, so now we've worked 2 times 2 double crochets, and we've worked 2 double crochets into 4 spaces, so into the 4 2 double crochets from our previous round. So we're going to skip 2, as I was saying before disaster hit, and we're going to work 3 times 3 trebles together. Okay, I'm literally hanging on to my blanket. Well, it's not really a blanket, but it's now like a baby-sized blanket. So stop it scooshing off the table. Okay, so you know, if you suddenly see it like shooting out of view, you'll know exactly why. Okay, so we're going to work 3 of those. You know, the thing is, when you're not working in front of a video, you know, or under the video, then it's okay because you can have you can have your work on your lap. but this way I have it on my table. So, and of course I'm working on the outer edge. So, all right. So now, I'm just trying to get the. All right. So I'm just going to pull that out so you can see what we're doing, what we've done. Okay. Can you see that? Right. Then. So basically this little space that you've created here is where your, you know, your treble is, your 3 trebles together are going to rest. Then you're going to work a double crochet front post over our next double crochet, 1 puff, 1 double crochet, work together. Then we're going to chain 3 after the closing, like that, then 3, 1, 2, 3. Right, so we're working double crochet front posts, 1, 2, 3, yarn over, 1, 2, 3, right, yarn over, 1, 2. Right, so we're going to have 5 double crochet front posts, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're going to have 4 chain 3s. Then we're going to basically do exactly what we've just done. We're going to mirror what we've just done. So, okay, I really need to try and, maybe I should get a big stone or something and put it on this blanket to stop it from sliding off the table. Alright, so now we're going to work another 3 times 3 trebles. Okay, we're not doing any chain ones or anything between, and that little sort of twisty thing I do at the top is really just my thing. You don't have to do that. I do it because I quite like the sort of crisp way that it finishes off trebles together, or even double crochets together. Right, so now we have 3 times 3 trebles together. No chains in between other than those. Okay, so let me show you that. Right, so you can see how that is moving. So it might be a little bit tight, but that's actually fine. And as I've said before, if you are using cotton or a yarn that is, doesn't have the stretch that acrylic does, then by all means add a single crochet here and there, but don't go overboard. Otherwise your piece is going to be very loose and floppy. Then we're going to skip 2 times 2 double crochets, and we're going to work 2 double crochets between our next 4 2 double crochets. Oopsie. So basically you're just doing exactly what you did on the other side before we did our 3 times 3 trebles together. Right. And my yarn is, even though I have it quite loose so it doesn't bunch up, as you get to the end, it's funny, isn't it? As I said, your yarn starts getting very knotty. Okay, so we've worked our 4 2 double crochets into the 4 2 double crochets from our previous round. Then we're going to double crochet front post as we did before, single crochet, double crochet front post, single crochet, double crochet front post, single crochet, double crochet front post. And we're back to working our puffs between the next 7 2 double crochets. Okay, 1 2 3, like that. 1 2 3, 1 2 3. So I'm just going to do this side with you, and then there's no confusion, you know exactly how to carry on. 3, 1 2 3, 1 2 3, and the last puff into our 2 double crochets, 2 3. So we have 7 puffs, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, same as on the other side. Hopefully you haven't missed one, because that will throw a real spanner in the works. So just make sure that you count each time. And then we're back. So the way that I've been counting the corners here is to go 1 1 and then 2 2. Oh, you are now witnessing the very kind of getting to the end of my... Okay, well anyway, while I go and sort that out, that's how much yarn I have left over to finish this side. I do have a bit more, okay, but this is the end of this ball. So while I go and sort that out, you are just, so let me just pull that out like that. You are just going to do exactly into that corner what you did over here. except you're going backwards. So you're going to do double crochet front post, puff, double crochet front post, puff, double crochet front post, puff, double crochet front post, skip the next 3 trebles together, puff between the 2 trebles, 2 times 3 trebles together, and then 2 puffs into your corner chain 2, separated by a chain 2. Okay, so that is the end of round number 71, and I will see you at here, kind of at the end here. So you're not going to fasten off, because we're going to go around, and then we're basically just going to jump right over and begin round number 72 into our next our first chain 2 corner space. So that's what we're going to do next. Okay, so see you there. Okay, so gone all the way around, and as you can see, so where we ended, you know, the last time, well, I'm obviously coming up to the end corner now, but where I was fighting with my knot, you would have done a double crochet front post, puff, double crochet front post, puff, double crochet puff, puff, blah blah blah, and you'll have 4 puffs and 4 double crochet front posts. Okay, so I've done my 4th puff, and now we're just to start, so that is basically the end of round number 71, and to start round number 72, we're just going to yarn over and work yarn over times 3, puff as before, chain 1, chain 2, and another puff, 1, 2, 3, little mini puffs, right? Okay, then we're going to scoot on round like that, and we're going to skip our first puff. So that it's basically it's our first puff, but it's the second puff of the previous round. We're going to skip that puff, so skip the next puff, and we're working puffs into puffs. So we're working yarn over times 3, puff into the previous puff. We're working double crochet front posts over the double crochet front posts, and we're working puffs into puffs. Okay, double crochet front post. The way I do it is just kind of pull the puff down with my thumb, and then, you know, you see that little hole right at the top there. Okay, 1, 2, you're basically working into that kind of closing chain, you know, the one that I'm always talking about, like that, and then double crochet front post. Okay, so it's going to look like that. Right, if I've slightly got the shakes, it's only because I've had 2 cups of coffee. Normally I have a cup of coffee in the morning and a cup of coffee in the afternoon, but it was so cold this morning, and I thought, oh, I'll have 2 cups of coffee, one directly after the other, and that was a very bad idea. Okay, now we're going to work so we're going to work puffs into puffs in this round. So we're going to be working, obviously, into the next, we're going to work 1 puff as before into the next 7 puffs. Oopsie, I'm not surprised I have a knot, considering the state of this yarn color at the moment, all bits and pieces I'm trying to salvage. Okay, and we're just working into the top of our puffs like that. So I'm just going to show you like one section of this, because, you know, obviously the other side is really just a mirror. 1, 2, 3, right? And so we should have 7 of these. 1, 2, 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then we're going to work a double crochet front post over the double crochet front post, chain 1. So we're basically doing exactly what we did in the previous round in this area. Right, so if I'm crocheting a bit awkwardly, it's only because I'm holding it sort of in front of me, which is really quite awkward, you know, rather than sort of having it on your lap. Now we are going to work 2 double crochets into the next 2 double crochets. 1, 2, right, like that. Now for something completely different. Sorry if I stop every now and again, it's only because I'm unknotting yarn. Okay, so I think I had maybe 3 balls of the Ermelo, and I've kind of worked my way through them, but you know, I got bits and pieces here and there. Okay, so we worked 2 double crochets into 2 double crochets. Now we're going to skip 2 double crochets. We're going to yarn over, and believe it or not, we are going to stretch all the way to here, and we're going to be working 3 times. Just let me save my blanket. Okay, so we're working what we did in the previous round, our 3 times 3 trebles together. We are working into the space between the first and the second of our 3 trebles together. Okay, so we're going to be working 3. Did I just do 4? Goodness gracious. 1, 2. Okay, like so. Right, so I'm just going to let you have a quick look at that so you can see that you are on track. Okay, so, you know, because I know a lot of you have said I'm going too fast. So, you know, that's my way of sort of slowing down. So just to stop so that you can have a look at what's going on. Now, we're not going to do the same into the next space between our second and our third 3 double crochets. What we're going to do there is we're going to work 3. We're going to work actually time for a yarn color change, I think, my friends. So sorry about this, but well, you know, the life of a crocheter, right? So we're going to work 6 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. Have I got 5? Have I got 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. We're going to work 6 trebles into our next space. So we're going to have 3 times 3 double crochets, and then we're going to have 6 trebles into that space. We're going to yarn over and work double crochet front post over our next double crochet front post. Then we're going to, so what we're going to do is just work the same as we did before. I'm going to chain 3, 1 double crochet front post, chain 3. Oh my goodness, this is ridiculous. I can't believe I actually have the yarn not in a bundle as you would think, but kind of lying flat, and yet somehow it is making, as it comes closer to the work, it just sort of, I think it's maybe static or something. I'm not really sure. It's very weird. Okay, now just behave yourself. Okay, so honestly, yarn like has a mind of its own. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Right. Double crochet front post. So we're going to have the same stitch count there. We'll have 5 double crochet front posts and we'll have 4 chain 3s. Then we're going to yarn over twice and we're going to work our 6 trebles, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and we're working between those first 2 3 trebles together. Okay, so I'm not going to show you more because basically then you're just going to do what we did on that side. You're going into the next space between your second and your third, 3 trebles together. You're going to work 3 times 3 trebles together. Then you're going to skip those 2 and then work 2. I suppose it would help if I was on camera. So you're going to skip those 2 and then you're going to work your 2 double crochets between the next 2 double crochets. Then you're going to repeat that and you're going to be working puffs over puffs. You're going to be working double crochet front post over double crochet front post and puffs over puffs. And then when you get to the end over here, don't fasten off, okay? Just wait for me there. Okay, so while I go and fight with my yarn again, I shall see you at the end of round number 72 and round number 73. So now round number 73 is in fact an independent round. I think it's an independent round. You know, I have notes and I'm not 100%. Yes, it is. Round number 73 is an independent round and it has quite a few parts. So gird your loins, ladies. Get your hooks ready. And I shall see you at the end of round number 72 and the beginning of round number 73. Okay, so we're on to round number 73, but before we move on to round number 73, this is how we're going to end round number 72. Okay, so you're just going to pop a slip stitch into your last puff before your corners and you're just going to leave it like that for the time being. Now we're going to be working an indie round and it's going to be in parts, alright? So what we're going to do is we're going to find our chain 3 sort of grid like that, right? And then we are going to, so we're going to be working into the bottom one, alright? And we're going to work into the second chain 3 like that. And what we're going to be doing there is making a popcorn. So we're going to work over that chain 3. Okay, just a regular popcorn, double crochet times 5, chain 1 to close. So I just slip stitch into that back loop of the first chain 3 like that. Alright, and then we're going to close it with a chain 1. Okay, just pulling the tail nice and tight at the back. Then we're going to yarn over and we're going to work into the chain 3 above it. We're going to make another popcorn. And you see, this is one of the reasons why I like crochet so much better than knitting, because you can just change direction. You can just do whatever you like. If you know how to get somewhere, you can just tell your hook, off you go, and you can do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the colour, by the way, that we're using is Nijmegen. Nijmegen. I bet all my Dutch friends are laughing their heads off at the way I pronounce it, but I just love this lime, sort of lime green, pistachio green. Okay, so we've done a chain 1 to close. And now we are going to work into the top popcorn, not the top popcorn, we're going to work a popcorn into the top chain 3. So we're working like a step, one above the other. Okay, so 3, 4, 5. Okay, close. Okay, then we're going to yarn over and we're going to pop right into the chain 3 next door. 3, 4, 5. Okay, so this is round number 73 and this is part A. So, you know, it'll be like the other ones where I just sort of give them alphabetical names. Okay, then we're going to yarn over and we're going to work into the chain 3 just below. Like 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, come on. Right, chain 1 to close. And yarn over. Okay, so I was just pausing there so you can see what I'm doing. 1, and now we're working into the chain 3 below that one, the one that you've just worked in. That's 3, 4, 5. Right, then you're going to take your scissors, snip off your yarn. Okay, because, well, I suppose you could have snipped it off afterwards, but I'm already thinking ahead. So, okay, so it's going to look like that, and you're probably going to think, what is she thinking? Well, okay, so that's what I'm thinking, ladies and gents, if there are any gents in the house. Okay, so you're just going to pull your, so try and make it even, so you're just going to pull your those to the back. Okay, try and go there. There we go. Oh goodness me. Okay, all right, and so basically what's going to happen is that, okay, so you have 6 popcorns. All right, and I'll just give you a wide angle view so you can see exactly where they are. Okay, so that is the end of part A, and now for part B we're going to choose another color altogether. So I'm going to go for, I think I'm going to go for, not really sure what I'm going to go for. Well, you just carry on there, and I mean, you can do this, you know, you can go all the way around, so you can do all of them. So, you know, I've already done mine, so while you're busy there, I'm going to go and choose another color. So I'll see you at part B. Okay, so after much humming and hawing to myself, I'm just basically going to be using the colors that I have been using all along. Not really my favorite colors, but you know, something a little different, a little bit more laid back. So the color that I'm going to be using for our part B is the Chus, you know, which I've kind of used in various places. So now to start, we are going to work 3 double crochets. So we're not going to work 3 double crochets immediately. We're going to first chain 3, and then we're going to work 3 double crochets together. Yarn over, chain 1 to close, and another one, and we're going to work them, as you can see, into the top of the pops. chain 1 to close. Then we're going to work into the top of the next one. So just be careful you're not working over that sort of chainy thing going on at the back there. I'll show you now what I mean. Okay, so we're working 2 into the top of each of the popcorns. So we should have 12. Okay. 1, 2, 3, and we're working 3 double crochets together, chain 1 to close, 3 double crochets together. Oh, I tell you, it's quite a luxury to be working with this color because I still have a nice portion of it, nice portion of a skein or a ball, whatever you want to call it, and so I haven't got any knots to, I mean, that ermelo, oh goodness me. But you know, I really love that color, but of course now I'm starting to run out and I don't want to, you know, order more, because I promised myself that I'm going to work through my stash of Skipper's Color Crafter this winter for this blanket. Okay, but to be honest, when I look at my wall of yarn in front of me, I've still got a way to go. I'm going to have to make a whole lot of other blankets. I mean, I've got like the whole range of purple. I've got purples and oranges, reds. Oh, goodness. So, keep your hooks warm. There will be more projects coming up. Maybe another blanket directly after this one. Something completely different in purple, which is really not my color. But it has to be done. Maybe a baby blanket for a very big baby. Okay. So there we go. Alright, so you're not going to do anything. You're just going to snip off. And then, you know, because it's an indie round, I like to kind of do that double knotty thing there so it doesn't come undone. Alright, so far so good. Alright, so you've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. And, you know, so you can see there is method to my madness. When we did those popcorns, you know, they were all kind of like facing in like that. But of course, you know, if you work into them, then you know, they flatten out like that. So how do I know that? I don't know. I have done it before. I have worked into popcorns, but like I've often said, crochet for me is just very instinctive. Alright, so now that is round 73, part B. Now we are going to work about a part C. We're going to work a part C. So again, color, what should I choose? I'm kind of thinking to maybe go with that what was that color again? That goldy color. Can't believe it, I've used it so much. I think I used it quite a lot in another project and now I can't remember what it's called. Okay, so while you go and finish off your others, I'm going to go and look for another color and I'll see you at... that was the color I was looking for. I'm going goldy. Well, it is sort of gold color, but it's called Burrum. Burrum. Burrum is a town in Holland. So you probably know by now that all the color crafter are named after towns in Holland. Isn't that super? Super duper. I'd actually really like to make a long list and then go and have a look. Go and look it all up. Some of the towns I've been to, actually, because I used to live in Holland many years ago. I lived in Holland for 4 years and 8 months. So I did get around a bit. Okay, so Burrum, that is what we are going to be working. Now, for part C, we're going to work between our 2 times 3 double crochets together. We're going to chain 3, and then we're going to work 3 double crochets like so, and then we're going to chain 3, and we're going to slip stitch, chain 1. So you know I've done that before, you know. We're kind of making little petals here, and you know that was the thing I wanted to mention when I was busy doing this earlier, is that I'm not using any complicated stitches. Everything should be in your repertoire as a crocheter. You know, I'm doing absolutely nothing unusual. Okay, alright, I admit there was that 1 double crochet, 1 puff, 1 double crochet together. But it might exist, but you know, I do have a feeling I sort of maybe made that up, but it just seemed that, you know, that was what needed to happen there. 1, 2, 3, and then of course I had my long distance front posts. That was also pretty funny. Okay. Oh, no, we're not doing that. We just slip stitch. So we slip stitching, you know, into the next chain 3. Or did I just do a chain 4? Well, you know, little mistakes like that are not going to matter, because the whole idea is that your piece looks vintagey, you know, sort of shabby chic, not too shabby, but you know, that it looks handmade. I mean, you don't want, well, just to my mind, I don't want crochet that looks like something I bought at a store. But I do understand that a lot of people rely, you know, have businesses and so on. But whenever I do shop for things, I always look for that kind of more rustic, really sort of handmade look. It doesn't have to be perfect. You know, you just have to ask yourself, but is it beautiful? Is it beautiful, and is it useful? And if it's beautiful and useful, then, you know, and of course we have, you know, different ideas of what, you know, constitutes beauty. Some people see beauty in perfection, and some people see beauty in imperfection. And you know, there are legends that say that, you know, artists must always leave some imperfection in their work so that their soul can escape. Because every artist puts a little bit of their soul into their work, and then their soul gets trapped in their work. And so, you know, the little imperfections is where the soul is allowed to escape, so it can be free to create again. I rather love that. Okay, so there we go. So we've got 6 petals, chain 3, 3 double crochets, chain 3, and then slip stitch back into your space between your 2 times 3 double crochets, chain 1, slip stitch, and slip stitch, chain 1. You just carry on like that. Okay, so that is round number 73, part C. Okay, so we are on to part D, and I'm just going to go with the Bradar, which is the same red that I used over here. So just pick up some of the colour. My colours are pretty random. I'll probably end up making another blanket in completely different colours. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we are going to begin with a chain 4 front post. That's basically a treble front post. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to be working a treble front post. Okay, over your 5 stitches, like so. 3, 4, 5. Okay. You're going to yarn over, chain 1, and then chain 3, and again. So this is what you're going to be doing over your petals from your last part. Just working a 5 treble front post together. That's it, 5 treble front post together. 1, 2, so got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Yarn over, chain 1 to close. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and again. Okay, so I'll just do this with you quickly. Four. And 5 over that last chain 3. Right. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so it's going to look like that. And now you can kind of see a little bit, what I had in mind, and how I want this to kind of fit, not entirely between, but now you can see that I had plans, secret plans and clever tricks. Okay, so you just carry on like that, finish off your three other sides, next 3 sides, and then I shall see you at round, because this is the end, so it's only four parts, A, B, C and D, and then I shall see you at round number 74.